Hey guys, I'm Carlin Barasenko. I'm an analyst and independent journalist covering the far left in America, and I wanted to post a quick video because I've been out of touch for a couple days. I haven't been streaming, I haven't been posting as much, and that's because I'm on a research trip. I'm on a research trip to some secret, undisclosed, very, very leftist locations where I'm going to leftist events, I'm going to leftist bookstores, I'm picking up leftist propaganda, I'm investigating leftist things. You never quite know where I'm going to be all over the country. But the reason I bring this up is a lot of you ask me, you're like, Carlin, how do I find leftists in my area? Well, the answer is very simple. You find their bookstores. You find their bookstores, because if you go in and you Google radical revolutionary bookstore, socialist bookstore, queer bookstore, you can even use ChatGPT to help find stuff like this. Do a prompt in ChatGPT where you're like, tell me the most far left locations in bookstores and cafes and coffee shops and, meeting spaces and collective spaces and all that in my city. ChatGPT will spit back a list of answers. And then you go to the bookstore, you see what they're selling. And more importantly for me, what I look at when I'm going to a leftist bookstore for the first time, and by the way, these radical bookstores, they exist literally all over the country. Yes, in red states too. You can find them in every single major city. They may have words like revolutionary, radical, collective, liberation, queer, something like that. You go into the bookstore, you look at what they're selling. You look at what they have on the wall. There's always going to be a section in these bookstores where they have a big display of like flyers with meetings and things like that. Go look and see who's posting flyers. There's usually a space in these bookstores where there's a freebie section where they might have propaganda and stuff like that. Take all their free stuff. Go back and look at it later. Look around at the stock of books they have. Look at the zines that they're selling. Specifically ask, do you have zines? Look at the stickers. Look at the pins. Look at all the different things, because, in these bookstores, when I go into them, it is like a treasure trove of leftist propaganda. This tells you who the most influential people are. This tells you who the activists are. This tells you who the groups are. This tells you who are the publishers. A lot of the stuff that I picked up yesterday, it wasn't stuff you can buy on Amazon. It was like small batch printed publications, and you look inside and you find the specific publisher that's putting out all this socialist content, and then you can go on their website, find more information, stuff like that. And even I was in some progressive bookstores yesterday, and there's one bookstore in particular. It was like a progressive bookstore, it's like an independent bookstore that I wasn't really sure was going to be very leftist, but I went into it because it was an independent bookstore in a very leftist location. I was like, let's just see what they have. And so I walked around most of the bookstore. They didn't have anything really far left, and then I found it in the back corner. There was a stand that was full of far left zines, and I got a DIY abortion zine at that bookstore. I swear to God, I have a book telling me how to do my own abortion if I want to or ever need to, that I got at a very leftist place, because that's the type of stuff they have there. So if you're looking for leftist stuff in your city, if you want to know what groups are active, go to these bookstores, just look around. You don't have to buy anything if you don't want to. I do, because I collect this stuff and I want to, have a library and an archive of this stuff. I specifically look for stuff that I can't get off of like Amazon or any other bookseller. A lot of these bookstores, again, they'll have small batch printed zines or pieces of propaganda, just like local things that they have that you really can't get anywhere else. And that's the stuff that I'm looking for. But you're also going to be able to see flyers, you're going to be able to see events, you're going to be able to see leftist organizing and stuff like that. And so it can be really informative about what is going on in your area, what to pay attention to, and things like that. So I've got another full day of propaganda hunting. I'm going to some really interesting locations today. And then, keep an eye on my Twitter. I might be posting stuff. I might not be posting stuff. I will stream again when I'm able to. Maybe not tonight for sure. Maybe tomorrow night. Tomorrow night or the next night for sure, I will be back streaming again. But it's just been a crazy trip so far, and it's just beginning, and I hope I'm going to be able to bring you guys a lot of interesting information and finds from the road. And so stay tuned. Thanks for your support, guys. I really appreciate it. Take care. We'll see you soon.